All right, my friend, time for another pit stop here in the Miami Valley. We decided we would go and take a trip to Springfield to the Clark County Home and Garden Show. As you can see behind me, tons of different businesses. And, well, that's certainly who we love to work with. There's all sorts of businesses and discovering all the interesting things that people do for work here in the Miami Valley. Now, this one I'm really curious about. I'm thinking you're going to be curious about as well, but you're going to definitely want to give them a call if you have some unwanted guests in your house. This is Jacob right here from 7-Star Animal Control. Good to see you, my friend. How you been?
Doing good.
So I got to ask you real quickly. So 7-Star Animal Control, how does one get into this sort of line of work where you're going in, helping people get rid of any unwanted guests that have made their way inside the house?
Well, that's just it, just helping people out. You know, you're getting a call, somebody's hearing something in the attic. They're very concerned. It's causing damage to their house. They don't know what's going on. Give me a call. I'm happy to come out, help you out. And I'm going to give you the best service you can get.
Let me ask you this. You basically remove all types of animals. You know, over here we're seeing some examples right here. I mean, these are some actual examples, everything from raccoons, skunks, squirrels getting in the house. Tell me the craziest story.
A few years ago, I had a raccoon in a barn. Actually trapped the adult, and the young came out to me and actually crawled up my arm and onto my shoulder. So that's probably the craziest thing I've ever happened. But we do all sorts of trapping, whether it's squirrels, raccoons, bats, skunks, groundhogs, pretty much you name it, we can trap it and remove it for you.
Yeah, now, I can only imagine that every job has to be different. Every single one has a different case, a different story. How long does that process typically take? What's the typical situation look like? So where somebody gives you a call, they say, hey, I'm hearing something rustling around up in my attic. I don't know what's going on. It could be a ghost. I don't know. But you go and you try to figure it out. How does that all work?
Right. So initially what happens, you give me a call, I'll come out and do a property inspection for you, determine what we're dealing with. Figure out what those noises are. And then that kind of determines the next steps. Do we trap it? Do we have to do exclusion work, repairs, those kind of things, so we can get you going in the right direction, get those animals out. We'll take the wild out of your life.
Ooh, you've been working on that one, huh? The wild out of your life.
I like that.
That's really good, really good. So I got to ask you again, like, how do you get into this line of work? You definitely have to have a knack for it. Were you always like the kid that was playing outside and chasing the cats around? How does that all work?
It's just love of animals. I like, and the love of helping people, I guess, is the best way to say it. I like what I do. I like the repair side of it. It's very gratifying. And the best part of it is helping people out and giving them peace of mind.
Yeah. And you said you're starting to get real busy right now, and you're definitely going to be getting busy, especially as it starts to warm up in the Miami Valley. And why is that?
A lot of these animals have been slow through the winter. They're starting to wake up, and they're starting to have their young, their mating, things like that. So here in the next month or so, we're going to have an explosion of a bunch of young running around and adults, and they're going to be trying to find places to live, habitats, that kind of thing. So this is really our time of the year where it's to get ahead of it.
Yeah. And Jacob's going to be the guy that's going to take care of the whole situation. Let's go ahead and take a quick look outside here, because you definitely make sure that you're equipped to handle whatever comes your way. I mean, you've been at this for a while. You know all the tricks of the trade. You know what gear you're going to need if you're getting out to a site and, there's some unwanted critters. You know exactly how to handle that situation. So here we have your truck right here. What are some of the tools on here that typically, you'll need when you're going out and removing, some unwanted animal from the attic or in the crawl space, whatever?
Yeah, so you never know what you're getting into day to day. The backpack sprayer here for pesticides. We have all of our different cages here, whether it be for your raccoons, skunks, groundhogs, squirrels, materials to, block them out of your house, seal your house up, keep it nice and tight, ladders to access any various spots in your home, full access to the truck here. Lots of equipment, fully equipped. This is something that when you give us a call, we come prepared and to handle pretty much anything, because you really never know what you're getting into.
Yeah. Are you a one-man crew? You have a couple guys with you, or how's that all work?
Guys that help me out. Yeah. But right now, when you give us a call, I will be your main point of contact. So you're dealing with the owner of the company. I am your direct point. If you have any concerns, you're talking to me directly. You don't have to try to chase down the owner of a company and try to get answers, that kind of thing. You're not dealing with just a technician. You're dealing with the guy that makes the decisions.
Now, of course, you've been in business now for several months now. You've been at this for a little over 5 years in terms of this line of work. But again, if you find yourself in that situation where you have an unwanted guest, an unwanted critter in your house, this is going to be the number you want to call. Is that right, Jacob?
Yeah, that is right. Yep. Or you can visit us online at 7staranimalcontrol.com as well.
Okay, you can go ahead and visit the website. You can give them a call. We'll, of course, be sure to link this in the post for you as well. And we'll see you next time on the next Pit Stop.